Hey, it's Stereo Police. You're looking at my Kronos Magnum. Looking at my KT88s right here. All lit up. There's my preamp tubes, 12AX7s. I'm not sure you can see them. I'm not sure what comes across at this level of lighting. Let me get a better close up here. Look at that beauty. It's KT88 right there. Beam powered pentode, which can be operated in the triode mode. And the 12AX7s. I believe. Let's turn on the lights and find out. I'm sorry. Yes. We have the 12AX7 as the preamp and the 12AU7 as the the driver and the splitter, the phase splitter. The 12AX7 is probably the greatest preamplifier vacuum tube ever invented. And I purchased a matched quad. These are the original tubes, the original 12AX7s and 12AU7s that came with the Kronos, but I purchased a matched quad. Oh, I'm sorry. These are KT120s, not 88s. It's a KT120 is a KT88 on steroids. And I did purchase a matched quad of these things from that Chinese company. It's called Savane. Is that the name of the company? But I did put the 120s back in. So these are the 120s that came with the amp. So, all right, I've got them both. But anyway, now the purpose of this video, and I can't really see if you can see this or not, is this switch back here. The ultralinear or triode switch. It's two different modes that these tubes can be operated in. Two different modes. And I'm not going to get into the technical details, though I could. But I will say this. The two different modes sound different. The triode mode is the most basic mode a tube can operate in. And a tube is operating in its most linear mode when it's in its triode mode. But it has a bit more distortion. Whereas when it's in its ultralinear mode, it has a couple of different screens internally, and it has a little bit more internal feedback. It's a more complicated system, and the distortion is lower, and the tube itself is able to operate at higher power outputs with lower distortion. So the best way to put it is the tube is in its most organic state when it's in its triode mode. It's less organic when it's in its ultralinear mode, but it's lower distortion. But as I've matured in this hobby, I've come to realize that I'm less concerned about design and more concerned about sound. There was once a time I would elevate design over sound. There's a word I'm searching for and I can't find it now, but I would, but now to me, it's how it sounds. And I'm not concerned about the design. I let my ears do the talking now, regardless of design. I still think Occam's razor applies. I still think things should be as simple as possible. However, it's about sound. So I've kind of matured in this hobby. Now, what I'm going to do as a preface to this is, and by the way, let me say something about this amp. Of all of my amps, of all of them, including the Yamaha AS1100, including the most expensive, opulent amp that I own, the Luxman, including the AS, the A1000, among many others, I believe this amp might be the best sounding. And I won't get into that, but there's something in terms of the three-dimensional characteristics of the Kronos that might be the best of all of them. And it's taken a while for me to admit it. Very, very hard to admit. As a Class AB tube amplifier would be a giant killer. You know, a $3,000 plate amplifier would kill something like this. Kill it. But I believe it has. And I believe this also kills my AS1100, which is near and dear to my heart. It's been hard for me to admit. I almost need talk therapy to overcome this. But anyway, but that's not the point behind tonight's video. I'm going to put on a song. I'm going to pick one song, something that's innocuous, you know, something that's we can all kind of, whether you know it or not, just something that's, I'm not going to do metal or anything like that. And I'm going to switch between ultralinear and triode, and I'm going to use my Zoom microphone, so the microphone will not change position. It's going to sit between the speakers. I, on the other hand, will be here, and I will switch between ultralinear and triode. Right here. Chick, 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 chick. Up will be ultralinear. Down will be triode. And during the song, you will get to decide if there's a difference, and if there's a difference, whether you like it or not. Okay? That's it. I think it's a fun experiment. Let's see if the amp is warmed up. Hold on a second. I have to get my... Okay, we're at 140 degrees below the meter. On top of the power transformer, 125. We're pretty freaking hot. So we're pretty well warmed up between the tubes. 160 degrees between the two tubes there, between the output tubes. Okay. You see, it's been running for a while, so we're warm. So let me go pick the song, and the next time you see me, you will not be hearing me through the microphones of the camcorder. You'll be hearing only the Zoom and me switching. Give me your opinion. I'm done talking. Ciao.
curiosity, intuition are good guides. Stay out in the search for nature's secrets, a discovery. Envelope smoke conundrum in the belly of her flow. Glimpses of a world of your thought that few will ever know.
I like ultralinear.